Hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Wednesday show. I'm Olivia, the prevention coordinator at the WCA.
I'm Becca, the outreach coordinator at the WCA. Today we're gonna do a little arts and crafts activity instead of just a talking.
Should we play our intro song?
Oh, absolutely. First we're gonna play our theme song because we gotta.
Because if we have a theme song, you've gotta play it.
You gotta.
Yay! Becca said last week that when you watch the video without sound, you can tell that the two of us are dancing to completely different beats. And then I got self-conscious this week thinking that we was going to be dancing to a totally different beat.
No, it's fine.
Boy.
Dance if you wanna. You can dance if you wanna.
You can dance.
And leave your friends behind.
Alright, I'm going to put this over here so we can look at comments if they pop up.
Yeah. Olivia, do you want to explain what we're doing today?
Yeah, so this week we're going to be doing an activity. So you're going to need some paper if you choose to join. Becca's got yellow, I've got orange. You can use whatever color you want. And some sort of creative utensil. We've got some markers, we've got a marker, some colored pencils, and some crayons at the ready. And this activity is called identity mapping. So what we talk about a lot in the groups that we do is the importance of individuality in relationships and how what makes you unique and special is so important to bring into your relationships and celebrate. So this activity helps us kind of hone in on what those things are that make us unique and should be celebrated more. So to start off, I'm going to use crayon because I just really want to throw it back.
All right.
Throw it back to the elementary school days.
Why not?
So to start off, you're going to write your name in the middle of your paper, however you like. You're probably going to do something fancy.
No.
Okay.
All caps.
Ta-da! Oh, should we write backwards? No.
I could.
So mine might be a little hard to see. Just my name in the middle of my paper. And then shooting off of your name, you can draw some lines and you're just going to start writing or illustrating the things that make you unique and special. So yeah, we can share as we go. I think the first time we did this activity was with Jesuit Volunteer Corps actually at our orientation. And we did it as a way to get to know one another, which was really cool. We hadn't met before last August, and we met at orientation in Portland and then moved in together. So as a way to get communities to know one another and start building those friendships and relationships, they have you do an identity map so that you can share with the people you're going to live with what is important to you and what makes you special and kind of like the things that have really impacted you.
I think even doing this activity with people you've known for a really long time, in your family, people you're living with, can be helpful to figure out what are the things that they actually resonate with, what are their actual identities that they celebrate.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So like seeing what people see the most in themselves and what they think is the most important.
Yeah.
That could be really cool. Maybe this would be a really fun activity to do with your family. Like if you're a dinner time activity family, this might be a good one to break out. So I've started, and the first one that I wrote down was Boston, because that's where I'm from and where I grew up my whole life. So I feel like that has a special place in my heart and has really shaped a lot of who I am.
I also have Pittsburgh, which is my hometown, and also Erie, because that's been the most consistent like vacation, not even vacation, but we take day trips up to Lake Erie all the time, and that was a really big thing for my family.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Very interesting.
I put middle child down on here too. I have two brothers, an older and a younger, who are wonderful and amazing and challenging in different ways, as I'm sure people with siblings can relate to. Yeah, so just to see, oh gosh, it's not really beautiful, but you can make it beautiful if you want.
Of course it's beautiful.
It's just my name with some things surrounding it.
I also have that I'm a Rodak, that's my last name. Just because my family is a huge part of my identity, and I think because there are so many of us, it ends up being like this little community with its own kind of, I guess every family is like this. You end up having your own kind of cultural identity within your family even. But yeah. And then lower third in parentheses because shout out to Mary and Steven, my lower third partners in the family.
You have to explain that more. No one can understand that.
There's 9 kids in my family, and me, Mary, and Steven are the last 3. So we are the lower third.
You could just shout out, I'm the lower third. It makes some people to know what that means.
They get it. They get it. You guys get it.
If anyone is one of 9 or potentially more, let us know. Give her some competition.
Yeah, please. No, I met with someone who was one of 16 once,
What?
and I was like, just kidding.
Wow.
I don't have a big family.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
A lot. But yeah, if you guys have any identities that you would like to shout out or celebrate about yourself, you can put them in the comments. Things that you're proud of or that you identify with. What else?
I put down Holy Cross because that's where the majority of my friends that I've met have been from, and Holy Cross is where I went to school, and that was like the most formative 4 years of my life thus far. So that's a good one.
I put JV AmeriCorps. I think this past year in doing a year of service, that's been something that will definitely shape my identity for the rest of my life, 100%.
Yeah. I guess tacking on to that too, I copied you, but I also put the WCA because this past year, learning about healthy relationships, domestic violence, sexual assault, and working in a nonprofit for the first time has been a really great learning experience and taught me so much. And I've also met some amazing people. Shout out to our co-workers. You're very much appreciated. What else you got?
What are other things?
I put feminist on mine because that's a really strong identity that I hold. I was a math major for 3 years, and then I switched to gender, sexuality, and women's studies, and that's where I really discovered the things that I value the most and find most important in that last year of my education. So that's really important to me. Hi, Erin.
Hi, Erin.
I think Chris is on here too.
Hi, Chris. Yeah, I think I put woman on mine because that is also an identity that
I think that's also a One Direction song.
Woman, it is.
Also, oh no, just
Mumford
hers.
Sons,
Just
Harry
hers.
Styles. How dare you?
Oh goodness.
Yeah. What else?
Oh, actually,
is it like What kinds of things can you put on here? Like, can it be attributes?
Yeah, you can do characteristics about yourself that you think are most important or that you think maybe contribute most to your personality or who you are. You can do experiences that you've had. You can do people that you already have relationships with that you think are really important to you and that you value. I think it's really whatever comes to mind when you think of the things that you value the most in and about your life can be on your identity map. And again, we're doing this to really remember everything. She said kindness to you both.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, again, we're doing this because individuality in our relationships, no matter what that relationship is, whether it's a friendship or relationship with your family or a romantic or dating partner relationship, maintaining your individuality and really knowing what makes you unique and special and should be celebrated is so important. So this is a really good activity to kind of know that about yourself, because even though we live with ourselves every day, if we're not really like dissecting what those things are that we value the most and find the most special about ourselves, then it's really hard to bring that into a relationship and show that to someone else and hope that they respect that back.
Yeah, I think that also helps just with like major transitions in your life, just holding on to those things that stay the same or stay pretty constant about like things you value, things you want for yourself and want for your relationship. So I've noticed this now as we're approaching like this huge transition where we're ending our AmeriCorps year, and I had to kind of write down what are the things I value in a place of work or in service and that kind of stuff. So
that's
that
a good
really
idea.
helps.
Did you do that?
I did.
That's a good idea.
I did. It really helps to like write it out and say, okay, these are my priorities, these are what I care about, and this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It does help. So on mine, I put creativity and explorer, because in general, I think I'm a curious fellow lady.
She's a curious variety. A curious lad.
And I really enjoy like talking to people, interviewing people, finding out what they like, and then also exploring new places and trying new things, which is a major contributor to what brought me to this year of service.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. I just wrote
Nice.
down, thanks. I just wrote down mountains because I really love the mountains, and I think I realized this year especially how much they mean to me, and how much a trip to the mountains or skiing or hiking really changes my day and my mindset and makes me feel rejuvenated. So that's really important to me. And I think the first time that I realized that was spending time with my family down in Colorado. Very grateful to them for introducing me to some western mountains, but yeah, it's really important.
I just copied you and I wrote trees.
Did you have a
trees
tattoo
are
of a
really
tree?
important. I have a tattoo of
no.
flowers, but yeah, I think nature in general is a key identity for us both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nature.
Nature.
Watch that YouTube video.
We should show that.
Yeah, so that's basically the activity. You can keep going, writing down the things that you value the most about yourself and your life thus far. These also are probably going to change at the different points that you do this. Like I know that the things that I have on here are different. Some of them are the same, but some of them are different from what I put down when we first met last August.
My goodness.
I think a lot can happen in a year and you learn a lot about yourself. So maybe doing this periodically to figure out what it is that you really want to celebrate and value about your identity is really important.
Yeah. So if you do this with your family, let us know.
Yeah, we love hearing about when people do our activities. Yeah, so WCA, we are open for services. Our hotline can be reached at
208-343-7025.
I will never remember that.
Yeah, it's a 24-hour anonymous hotline, so anyone can call. They're not going to ask you any identifying information, but if you have a concern about yourself, any relationships that you have, or someone that you may know, they're there to talk with you. And also, if you're not able to make a call, you can go to the Crisis Center on 720 West Washington Street. So our court advocates are still there. They're there to help people with civil protection orders, safety planning, and then our other services are available there as well.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. We will actually see you on Monday.
Oh yeah,
we should
preview
announce. Yeah. On Monday, we are going to be doing some trauma-informed yoga with one of our clinicians, Caitlin. So tune in for that. That should be really interesting. I haven't done yoga in very long time.
Don't judge us if you watch it, but definitely you can tune in and maybe do it along at home. We're going to find a park and do some of these poses.
Yeah, so join us on Monday for some trauma-informed yoga, and then
Wednesday we will have a guest Wednesday
a takeover host with our volunteer and events coordinator, Jen Spencer. So exciting week next week, lots going on, and stay tuned.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone, we appreciate it.